everyone. This is Stephanie Bennett. I'm here with you again in the secret place. So glad that you've tuned in. It's been about a month since I've recorded. So it's just been a crazy end of summer, busyness, all kinds of interesting things happening here, which I'll tell you about in a few minutes. But today I wanted to talk about meaning making. Communication is all about meaning making meaning with our words, our actions, our language. And I have a little book that I wanted to share with you today. I'm going to shout out to my friend Yvonne, who showed it to me a few weeks ago and showed me how to get it. By the way, if you like this book, it's called Holy Moments by Matthew Kelly. If you like the little passage I read to you, you can go to holymomentsbook.com and they'll send you up to 6 free copies. Yeah, how about that? I got right on that because I did like it. Anyway, we're talking about in these holy moments, the ability to make a choice for a holy moment or an unholy moment. And this Mr. Kelly, Matthew Kelly, is talking about the two hungers in our life, one of which we know is every day, at least 3 times a day, we get hungry for food, for nourishment, some nutrition. And the other hunger is a little bit baffling to us. And here's what he says about it. We pretend our hunger baffles us. We try to feed our hunger in 1,000 ways, but still our hunger remains because it will only be satisfied with meaning. We cannot thrive without meaning. Our need for meaning is as urgent and unceasing as our need is for water. Ernest Hemingway was living in Paris when he was trying to make it as a writer. He was young and restless and wrote about the many yearnings we all experience. This was his reflection on a nagging hunger that he could not satisfy. He said, "My wife and I had a wonderful meal at Michaud's, but when we had finished and there was no question of hunger anymore, the feeling that had been like hunger when we were standing on the bridge was still there. It was there when we came home and after we had gone to bed and made love in the dark. It was there. When I woke with the windows open and the moonlight on the rooftops of Paris, the hunger was still there." He's talking about a hunger for meaning. And I think that that's one way of saying that we die and we groan and we despair when we have no purpose or meaning. I think that this desire for this hunger for meaning has to find its root in our relationship with our Maker, with our God. And then, of course, it overflows into our relationship with each other. And I'll tell you, my friends, communication skills, as vital as they are not enough if we are just not connecting and being close with our people, our friends, our family, our God. So it's important, I think, that we understand that the communication skills we need, must be worked on, and we can build them. There is certainly an art of communication, but we need to tap into our true hunger. And that hunger truly is a hunger for God. Whether you realize it or not, that hunger is put in you by your Maker for Him. And we're really not satisfied until we find our place and our life in Him. That doesn't mean we become religious or have to be in church 5 days a week or start talking, all kinds of religious language. That's not what that means. But it means we learn to find our place, our sense of belonging, our sense of purpose and meaning in Christ. And then that hunger is satisfied. And I really don't think it's a once for all thing. It's kind of like you can't have a wonderful meal, a Thanksgiving meal, and let it last you the whole year. Well, that Thanksgiving meal was so good and I was really stuffed like the turkey and it just lasted so long. No, you would not be able to live if you lived on that. You went on that one meal a year, right? Or even one meal a week. We need regular visits to the refrigerator and the stove. We need to make our food and eat it to satisfy the hunger that we have. And I think there's a picture there, don't you? There's a picture there. Think about it. About going to, if we call our God, I love this metaphor of the water of life. We go to the wellspring. We go to the water of life and our thirst gets quenched. We go to Jesus, the bread of life, and our hunger gets quenched. But that's not one time for all. We need to go again and again and again. And I just think that's really what I wanted to say today about this, is that, like, let's keep working on effective communication skills, whether it's in the workplace or in our school, in our studies, in our relationships. Uh, but let's always go first to the foundation of finding our place in Him and finding our meaning in Him. And then it all kind of starts to really come together. So if you really like this idea and you want to go further, this is the book, Holy Moments, Matthew Kelly. It says a handbook for the rest of your life. I've got to tell you something. I enjoyed this little book. I enjoyed it enough to go get those other 6 copies. But anytime I share a book, even the most wonderful books, the books that I just praise, like Life Together and, just all these really classic books that are so good, Buber and Augustine, there's not someone that I hold up. There's no book that I hold up and say, read this, because every single word in it, every single sentence in it is for you and will make sense and is true. And I'm not even saying I believe every little thing in there. He's kind of got a funny way of differentiating between holy moments and unholy moments. But I liked it enough to say, yes, it's something that's good to read devotionally. So we have a choice every day whether we're going to take a moment that comes our way and let it be holy by finding its meaning and its place in Christ, or let it become unholy by pulling away from God and saying there is no meaning. There's a lot of senseless things that happen in our world and in our very lives every day. We've got to make sense of them. And I think that's one of the reasons why I am in communication, in the field of communication, is because it's so it's so much about sense making. So I want you to make sense of things. I want to help you make sense of things. I have to make sense of things every single day and like to help others do the same. But I want to just be clear that there's a foundation here. There's a place that we need to go to set the stage for using our skills well, our communication skills well, and moving from there. So you have a great day, and I will talk to you again soon. I hope you tune in again. Thank you very much for coming. This is Stephanie Bennett signing off. Thank you.